What is good? What is good, everybody? Today I'm going to be changing, not replacing, my overflow for the coolant. I have a new tank for it, which is a lot nicer than this one, and I'm also going to be replacing the radiator with a different one too, with the aftermarket radiator, MISHIMOTO Radiator to be exact. So first thing you want to do is drain your coolant, which is pretty easy. I already have the radiator cover off. You don't have to do that if you're just draining your coolant. You do have to do it if you're changing your radiator. So I just took that off first. One thing is, if you do decide to go aftermarket radiator, you're probably gonna have to remove your cold air intake tube to get, because I've seen people, you know, disconnect the fan, then get the radiator out. I'm just gonna leave the fan connected and pull the whole thing out, because I'm gonna have this off already. And I am going with the aftermarket one to match. It's so it's not clear, you can't see it. It's completely different. It is going to match the purple of my strut tower brace and my little hood brackets for my gas hood struts. So and I did have to cut a little hole in my heat shield on the hood to clear, not really clear it, but not to scuff up the paint, the powder coat I had done on that. It's really hard to see the color of this right here. See if I can get it. There you go. So it's called Violet Sparkle, if anybody's wondering. Awesome color, awesome color. So my new radiator or coolant overflow tank is going to be this same color right here, and it's also, you can see the hood struts, or the brackets for the hood struts, are the purple too. You know, I will tell you, I'm getting my calipers powder coated in that purple too. I was tired of the yellow, so I have all 4 calipers off. Super simple. Gotta clean up that brake fluid. It's decided to leak a little more. So yeah, thought it was done leaking. I let them leak overnight in tubs. I guess that one decided to leak a little more. Just that one. So I gotta clean that up. But other than that, I'm gonna be changing the radiator. I might not get it done today. I'm not in a huge rush because brakes are getting powder coated. So, you know, it's a fairly simple job. Pretty easy. But the first thing you want to do when changing your tank is you want to come under the car and find the radiator. You do want to have a drain pan, some kind of pan to get all the overflow into. And there is a little, I forget what they call this, like a pet peacock or something like that. And you're gonna just twist that, and it will start draining. But one thing I did forget to do first is open this so it can drain. And if you just drove your car, do not open this. Let your car cool down. My car has been sitting back here since Friday night. It's Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon now, so it is super cool. It hasn't been turned on or anything, so, you know, no worries taking that off. And if you can't really see because it's old, but my radiator fluid is pretty low, my coolant. So glad I'm doing this. So, like I said, if you can see it, it's right here. Usually it's a knob you just turn. I don't know why mine's a bolt that you turn. Usually there's just a little knob, and then it will drain from right here, this little plastic thing, and right here. So you want it to, you know, if you have a tube you could bend like towards your drain pan, that would be awesome. But let me go find out what size this is, because it's pretty tight. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I have a light down here, you can see better, but this little plastic piece is what I'm talking about. You have to turn it. Usually it's just a thing you can turn, like a little thing, but mine's a 19mm bolt, and it will drain out of right here. So I'm gonna move my light and then do that real quick, and I'll show you. And like I said, it will drain out. And I do have a overflow or a drain pan, so you just let it drain out, and then I will update you guys when it's done draining. This is my new Coolant Overflow tank, and it is that purple, like the strut tower brace and all that. So it's gonna be dope once I put it on. I'm gonna put this on last because I'm gonna get the new radiator in first. I was just showing you guys. Definitely dope. Alright, so I drained out all the coolant. It's completely empty. I've already removed my cold air intake tube. Super simple. Just loosen up the 8mm on the throttle body and then the filter. And well, mine's an 8mm. I don't know if yours will be different or not. And then these right here are two 10mm to get the overflow tank off. And then I already have them loose. Broke them loose earlier while I was letting the coolant drain. So they should come off pretty simple. So the tubes you want to take off is this one right here, which I believe is covered by the cold air intake, or the carbon fiber. Then you want to take off the tube right here, which is simple. Just, I'm going to have two hands to do it. Just take off this clamp and slide it down. That's simple. And just pull the tube off. And then same with this one right here. This one right here. There is one more that is, don't know if you're going to be able to see it. It is down here at the bottom of it, which you just got to get that one off, which I'm going to get off real quick. And then once you get that one off, you're completely done, and you could just remove this if you're replacing it or putting a new one like me. So I'll get back to you when I'm done with this. Okay, so I got the overflow tank off. It's gone. That hose was a pain in the butt to get done. I had to bring out the big plier clamps. Take this hose off, same thing, it's the top one right there. And I believe there's one more underneath the car, let's see, that you have to take off to get the radiator out. So, right there, I don't know if you can see it. Past the spider webs where that clamp is, you gotta take that one off. And that should be the last of them. And then get those cobwebs off of there. Then we could start moving on to getting the radiator out, which is pretty simple. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna take the whole fan shroud off with it. Not remove that in the car. I'm gonna wait, but I'm gonna get this clamp off and I'll update you guys. Alright, so once you get that bottom hose off, I already have it off. You do want your drain pan over there because it is going to leak again. Oh my god, there's no room under this car. But right here, that little stud, you see where a nut goes on? There's 10mm right there. If I can point to it, it's hard to see. You can see it right there. It's a 10mm on this side and that side, and it holds the air condenser onto the radiator. So once you get the nuts off, it just slides off. Pretty simple. I'm going to go up top now and start the removal. The last bit up there. Alright, when you're up top, you want to take the support off, the radiator support. Just simple, two 10mm bolts, both sides. So these are pretty difficult to get to. There's two 10mm screws right there on both sides. One down here. Pretty hard to get to. You got to get them off. I'm just using a little open end wrench. Try to get my socket in there and it kind of tore it up. But I'm going to get them off and then update you. Once you get those off, you should be able to pull your radiator out, switch over the fan to the new one, put the new one back in, hold everything up, and just repeat the process. But I'm gonna keep going. Okay, so day 2, because I stopped yesterday, I got the new radiator in. It's a MISHIMOTO one, as you can see, is in. I have pretty much everything bolted up. So did put new MISHIMOTO hoses in. So showed you guys how to unbolt everything and take it out. Did not show myself putting this one in as soon as you put it in, or as soon as you take the other one out. It's just, you know, reversing the process of putting it in. I will say it is a pain in the butt getting the old one out. Gotta kind of angle it, you know, get this side out first and then this side, because there is an AC line down there that you don't want to break, so you don't want to come up on this side first. I recommend coming up on this side first, and there is, it's hard to see, but where I'm pointing, there's a airflow box for your cold air intake, which kind of gets in the way. You can probably take it off, but I didn't just want to, so I just maneuvered it out. It took a little bit, you know, got cuts and bruises, but as you can see, got one red MISHIMOTO tube there and one tube there. Those are the only tubes I have. I didn't get the kit for all of them, and it was really nice. I haven't installed the overflow tank yet. I still gotta finish bolting it up, which I'm gonna do today. I just got off work like an hour ago. I'm gonna finish bolting it up, get the tank on, and I'm not gonna put coolant in today. I'm gonna wait until I get my calipers back, and then get my calipers back. I'm gonna do all that. I'm gonna bleed the brakes. I'm gonna put coolant in, burp the coolant, and I'll show you guys how to burp the coolant. I have a little special thing that sits on there that doesn't let coolant overflow. I don't know, I might include bleeding the brakes, might not. I mean, it's pretty simple. I'm gonna have somebody helping me. I'm gonna have them pushing the brake pedal down for me while I bleed them. But yeah, I'm gonna finish bolting this up, and once I'm done bolting it up, I will show you guys how it looks with the overflow tank on and everything bolted up. I won't have coolant in it. Like I said, I'm waiting for the calipers to get back from powder coating, which should be a couple days, 2-3 days they said. When I get those back, I will put the coolant in, burp the system, and then bleed the brakes. So I'm gonna get started on this, and I will show you guys when I'm done. Oh yeah, one more thing before I forget. The reason I have my bumper off now is because there is a bolt right there, right? It's kind of hard to see, but right where my finger is pointing, there's a bolt right there that's blocked by this little rubber piece. It is impossible to get from up top. So it was really hard with my bumper on. I have the GT500 grill, but not having enough space to get that bolt off was a pain in the butt. So I would recommend definitely taking your bumper off if you replace the radiator or change it, whatnot. That was the one bolt that gave me issues, so many issues. And then this let me put the light down. This thing right here that I'm pointing at, this little black plastic whatever you want to call this thing, I can't think of the name right now, has a bolt that goes through the fan in this. Man, that was a pain to get out too. So I might cut this off, make it a lot easier on myself. You don't need it, it's not necessary. If I can get the bolt through here, because I mean, it's literally this small space and the bolt's like that long, it's a pain in the butt, man. But yeah, other than that, this thing is super nice. I heard it's supposed to keep your engine like 10-15 degrees cooler or something like that. We'll see. Mine with the stock radiator, driving it with the AC on, sat around 196, 197. So if it is true, 10 to 15 degrees cooler, it should be at like 185, 180-ish. If it is true, we'll see. I will definitely update you guys with how it performs. And I would recommend taking the fan shroud off. It made it a lot easier. I did that, and then put the radiator in first, because you have more room to work without that, and then this in, because this is super easy to get in. Alright, it's kind of dark out, but I have everything done now. Everything's connected. Got the coolant overflow tank on, looking super good. Can't even talk right now, I'm so tired. Cold air intake back on, Radiator cover back on. Radiator is on. Can barely see it. Fans back on. All the tubes are connected. Everything's connected, so, you know. And like I said, this purple right here, this violet sparkle, the camera can't really pick up how crazy it looks, but I have that right there. Strut tower brace, and then again, like I said, these, and my calipers are getting powder coated that color, so I have everything back on, bumpers back on, and like I said, I'm not going to put coolant in this until I get my calipers back. I'm just going to do everything at once. And you can see the hose, MISHIMOTO hose down there, and then right here too. If you have any questions, you know, just hit me up. It's pretty easy. Hardest part is getting the radiator out, the old one out. Getting this one in was pretty simple. So I'll catch you guys on the next video.